Hi there! Welcome back to my channel, Healing with Kearra. So today we're taking a deeper look into Venus going direct. In the next few days, it'll be around September 3rd or so, I believe, or like that night. So depending on when you're seeing this, it could have recently happened. So we're just going to get couple of cards and see whatever messages Spirit has for us. I'll be doing a couple different pick-a-cards and things throughout the next week on my channel to look a little deeper into what's coming next now that Venus is moving forward again. But we're just going to take a deeper look into how this can affect our relationships, and we're using the Final Rose Tarot. Oh. Okay, so Sent Home kind of popped out as like a bottom of the deck energy, and we have Group Date on the bottom of the deck now. So we could be, dealing with a situation where you're feeling very rejected, but it's like you're feeling as though someone else around you that was chosen over you, someone else got some sort of opportunity that you wanted. There's this energy, I'm not sure if this is true, we'll see as we go throughout the reading, but there's this energy where it's like you feel, since someone else around you got some sort of opportunity that you wanted or got something that you wanted, it's like you feel as though you lose now, or you're just not going to get what you want, or there's this like overwhelming sense of negativity in regards to like, okay, like if this person doesn't want me, then no one will. So yeah, the fact that like someone else got this, or this went to someone else, or you see someone else getting like more attention than you, so you ultimately feel as though like they're going to be chosen, and so this means that you're going to be without, like, not only are you not going to be chosen in this situation, but there's this overwhelming feeling of like, who will choose me now, or who will love me now, or like kind of a little bit of like an insecurity here. This is kind of coming out additionally to, you feel like someone else is like getting more attention than you, or getting the attention that you would like. Yeah, I'm picking up on a little bit of like jealousy here. So if that doesn't resonate, then it's like this could be in the reverse. So like someone else is in this energy of like seeing you get the attention or get chosen in some way. And that's kind of putting them in this like very, they're really like doubting themselves. And so they're kind of projecting that onto you or feeling really jealous of you or feeling like because you're winning, then they like can't ultimately or something. Um, Yeah, so we have blindsided here, and then the Queen of Roses in the reverse. And this card literally says like second place. So I always take it like that. Like I always take it like a settling type of energy. So I don't know why. I'm just hearing like someone thought that they were going to get chosen, but it was like coming from this very insecure place. Like at first they could have just felt like they had it in the bag, because there was like no one else, or like, yeah, there was no one else giving that person attention. So they were going to get chosen or picked like by default or something. And then it's like someone else came out of nowhere and like caught their attention. So that could be you, or this was happening to you. Um, but if it was, it's like you were almost allowing yourself to be like settled for, or like second place or something. You were like holding all of your value in like needing to be chosen by this one specific thing, and then someone else came out of nowhere and like caught their attention, or you see someone else kind of like again getting chosen or being given to by someone or something that you would like to, um like in a way that you would like. uh so yeah, it's making you or someone else feel very rejected. Um, so yeah, it's like this energy of like feeling like someone else came out of nowhere and caught this person's attention, and so you're no longer. It's like they're no longer going to settle with you, or you're no longer able to like settle. It's like your safety net or your backup plan is like unexpectedly being pulled out from underneath you, because someone else has like caught their attention, or someone else caught your attention, and so you're like being removed from someone, but it's like you were their backup plan, or they were like settling for you. And so it's weird that they feel blindsided. So we have the Nine of Roses and the Page of Mirrors, meeting the parents and the gossip. So it was like everything was going really well until it got more serious, and it came down to like meeting the families. It's like either your family could like see right through this person and see that they were just trying to get like attention from others. Um, okay, so say say the person that you've met or that you're in connection with was in a relationship with someone else, okay? And it's like they were like settling, kind of like they weren't necessarily super passionate about this person, but they were kind of willing to settle. And then it's like you came out of nowhere and caught their attention, right? Or caught their eye. And so now they're kind of like choosing you over this other person, or they're like walking away from something that wasn't truly fulfilling them or like captivating them. It's kind of like they hadn't really met anyone else that like they felt more passionately about, or like sparked them in the way that you do. So now that they've met you, you've really like caught their attention, and they're trying to figure out the best way to like remove themselves from one thing and shift into something else. Um, and so to this other person, it feels like this is coming out of nowhere, and they feel really blindsided. Like they're in this energy of like, okay, well, like they felt like they had it in the bag, or they were so sure that this other person was going to choose them because it was like almost by default though, like there was no one else interested, or like I said, they didn't have any like competition at that time. And then all of a sudden they got like kind of secure or like comfortable in the situation, knowing that like their person hadn't really ever like had passionate feelings for anyone else or something. So they got almost like too comfortable and started like treating them poorly or something, or they just were like being neglectful to the relationship. And so um yeah, they feel really like blindsided by the situation, but it's like instead of looking at themselves or looking at the relationship and like what was lacking, or trying to understand why their person, or like now your person is like shifting out of this or trying to move out of this, they're just like they feel really hurt and blindsided. And again, there's this energy of like, well, if even though they knew that like there wasn't a lot of intense passion here, they were aware of the fact that it's like it was almost like a by default, or this person was kind of like settling for them, but that still made them feel like more secure in a sense. And so now that they're like being rejected in this way, they have this energy of just like, okay, well, if I can't get this person to choose me, then no one's going to choose me. So they're kind of like losing their lid a little bit, or just kind of like freaking out, if you will, or just in this like overactive fear of just like not being able to like find love or something. And so they're like projecting that onto you and like taking that out onto you guys and your relationship moving forward. So it's like if you are starting to get kind of serious with this new person and having them meet your family and stuff like that, this other party could that they recently had to walk away from could come in and try to sabotage the situation and start drama, start gossip, like spread rumors about you, or your family or something, or spread rumors about the other person in order to get back to your family, to create a rift so that you guys aren't able to like create a proper foundation. Or it's like them, okay, because the other relationship could have been kind of plugging along at like a slow rate, and it's like they felt as though eventually they were going to get chosen, because again there was like no competition, or there was like no one else involved or like interested in this. And so they would just, in their mind, they saw themselves at one point like getting to this finish line, or to this like, you know, getting what they wanted out of the situation. But it was just kind of like taking a long time, or it progressed really slowly, because the other person didn't have a lot of like passion triggered within them. So now that they've met you, it's like right away they're like kind of dropping everything else to like choose you, or to give you your attention, or to just like go about it in like a more serious way, with the meeting the parents here. So they're just like totally like flipping their lid and like freaking out, about like how serious it's happening, or how fast it's happening. I meant to say like how quickly it's getting serious. And so they're going to do everything they can to try to like sabotage the situation or intervene in the situation. In order to, again, create drama or create gossip, just to like, even if they can't break you guys up, like set like cracks in your foundation, and like put the same insecurity in your guys' relationship that they're feeling within themselves, of just like um knowing this like deep down like insecurity that it's like not going to work out, or they want you to feel that same sense of like that you may not be like chosen. Or so yeah, someone is just, the other person here that your person you recently connected with is like removed themselves from or walked away from, is in this very like low vibrational, very triggered energy of just like wanting to make, instead of like looking at that and trying to deal with that and work through that, it's like they want to make other people feel the same way that they do in order to feel like more validated. um so yeah, it's just like not the best intentions. Like they don't know how to like handle these emotions or work through them, so instead they kind of like channel that into like creating like menace in like other people's lives, so they're definitely going to be taking that out on like you or your new relationship or this other person. Yes, so what's influencing the situation? We have the 5 of mirrors and the 4 of rings. So we have tattletale and possessive. So there's a past person here who's very possessive. They do not want to let this go. They do not want to let that person go. And so they're going to tell any story they can. They'll even go as far as like making up rumors about like, oh, they were so horrible to me. Like literally starting rumors in the community like negative about your person in order to like get back to your family or the people you know, in order to like just make you like closed off to them or like turned off by this. So it's like they'll do anything. They'll, even though they're like obsessed with this idea of being chosen by this other person, they'll even like throw them under the bus and like let out of like any like bad story or bad time or like any sort of dirt they have on them. But it's all in an effort to try to like keep them, keep control over them, or like keep possession of them in some way. So they just have like kind of twisted logic or like a twisted mindset or way about, they're trying to project a lot of like false stories, a lot of negativity, just get people, even if it's not true or it doesn't stick, like just get a lot of different people buzzing and talking about a lot of different stuff, all in an effort to like jam up this other person from being able to move forward and be freed or like liberated from the situation. In their mind, they're like, oh, I was blindsided, like I didn't see this coming. And so they feel like justified for some reason. So they have odd logic. Like the way they justify things is just not the same way that like a more healthy or conscious person would, or even just like your average regular person. Like they're just like especially a little like twisted with their thinking. So we have what's delaying things. We have the Lovers. So this person is maybe your new person that you've recently met here. They could be in a place where it's like they can't make this official or they can't like tie things down. Like say this was like someone they were married to before. It's like they don't want to like fully commit to you until like the divorce is finalized and the other person is like giving them HELL, like just making it the most difficult to like finally get out of the divorce so then they can freely move forward. Or there's something about like they're having a hard time like completely removing themselves from the other situation in a successful and healthy way to where they're totally free to then move forward and like make some sort of commitment or finalize something with you. It's like that you have all their attention, they've already chosen you. They're literally like working on all of this and doing all of this, starting all of this drama by removing themselves from this person in with the intention to like choose you. But it's like they can't make you that promise yet because they're still dealing with this like chaos. They have to like put this to bed or figure out a way to like fully remove themselves from this situation in such a way. So if it, yeah, I'm getting that it's like more of like it comes down to more of like a legality or like a fine detail type of thing. So like I was saying, like if say they were married or it was like more serious type of like they had assets together or property together, they, even if they weren't married, they like lived together. It's like they have to square away like all of that stuff so they can fully remove from one thing and get to the next, like in a proper way, so this other person doesn't have like anything to hold over them to go and tell people like, oh, he cheated on me, she cheated on me, like there was overlap in the situation. It's like they're trying to go about it in the to the best of their ability to like truly be able to be free to move forward in the way that they want to. So when they do offer that promise or that commitment is in the right time, is coming from the right place. It's like they have their ducks in a row. They're not just like making some sort of promise or offer that they can't like follow through with. Or it's like if they do that and then they're still invested somehow in this other situation, then this other person could use that to then like make them look really bad or like make people not trust you. Or again, that's a really great way. Then they could put like a crack or like a flaw in your foundation in order to just get people to kind of like see your relationship in a negative light, or like put insecurity in you in the relationship, to get like your friends and family, the people closest to you, like doubting your person or like doubting your relationship. Is just like, your person is smart enough to know that if they make a commitment right now while this other person's still playing all these games and purposely trying to jam them up, then they'll just like use that against them to even further like jam them up. Or make them look bad or like start some sort of drama, or it's like this other person's very like cunning and conniving and smart, and so your person's trying to be like not necessarily twice as smart, but just go about everything in a way to where there's nothing that anyone could like use negatively against them or like hold over their head in a bad way to like then like reflect negatively on your guys' relationship, or to like lessen the severity or like how serious they take the relationship, or like how much it means to them, how special it is. It's like they don't want anyone else to be able to have any sort of like power or influence, so they're not going to make that final commitment or promise until they're like truly freed from like this whatever sort of BS is like influencing or affecting the relationship right now. Like, okay, say they like just went out and like hung out with your family, or they like took a more serious step, and then this other person kind of caught wind of that or caught on to that, and then now it's like there's creating HELL, like I said, for them to be able to successfully like get out of that or like pull out of that. And so they're realizing like, okay, I need to like put a pin in this or like wait on this and like fully remove myself from this. I can't kind of transition it, because otherwise the past is going to ruin the present before I even have the ability to get there, type of an energy. So yeah, they like it's like they want to choose you, but they can't offer you that final commitment or promise like right this second, right? um yeah, the free spirit, literally. So they have to free themselves completely, not even like physically, like they have to completely cut ties with this person any ways that, like if they were living together, if they're married, like any sort of contracts, bank accounts, like whatever it is, like say they had a joint Netflix, whatever, um, had a cell phone bill together, shared their car insurance, they could get a discount, whatever it is. Like they have to actually physically remove themselves from this person, but also get to a place where they're like mentally free and they're not being affected or influenced by this person anymore. So then they're not like projecting anything negative onto you. It's like they don't want to come forward and start things with you until they're completely cleared of like this other person's energy. And so, or yeah, they have this person totally out of their space, like on an energetic level. Like this person can no longer come up in their mind and like disturb their peace or just like disrupt them um, on any sort of level, or have any sort of like effect or influence or control over them. Like they want to be completely free and like past it emotionally, to where they have like their heart is open or available, ready to be received. What is that word? Emotionally available, right? They want to be completely emotionally available and not like still struggling with any sort of like weird. They went through some weird stuff with this, like some weird stuff. And I, for whatever reason, they were like about to like literally settle, or just like get themselves caught up in this situation in a way that they wouldn't be able to like remove themselves from it, or it'd be really hard for themselves to remove themselves from it. I just heard baby too, so like maybe this other person was like about to get pregnant, or like about to convince them to give them a baby or something. They were like just about to do something that would like make it really difficult for them to be able to move forward. And so it was like meeting you was like fate, or like it was like the right timing to like kind of wake them up and make them realize like, oh my gosh, like I actually could meet someone else in my future that I'm really passionate about. And if I do this right now, even though I don't feel 100% sure about it, it's just all it's going to do is like jam up my ability to like have something really special in the future. Not make it impossible, but just make it more difficult. So it's like they're trying to work on removing themselves from that and moving forward towards you in a really serious, genuine, and wholesome way, right? So that could kind of explain like if they've seemed like they're going to be more serious, or like with the handshake here, it's like they could have done something or made some sort of gesture to show that they were going to give you more or be more serious. But then again, it's like they're not actually offering it or making that commitment right now. So you're in this kind of like confused energy, or like they kind of come in and out, and or they kind of came in and then they went out. So that could kind of help you understand what's going on with them. So we're looking into Spirit's recommended action for you here. So we have the Eight of Rings, the camera guy in the reverse. So what I'm getting from this is like if there is any sort of drama, or like say this other the person they previously had to remove themselves from, say that person does come in and start a bunch of drama, or like starts telling a bunch of stories, or just like create some like weirdness here. Spirit is saying don't broadcast that, don't put it out there, like don't like film it and put it on social media. Like say someone shows up at your door like screaming and freaking out, like just don't even don't broadcast it, like don't feed into the drama or the gossip like on the other side. Like just take the high road, be above that. If someone gets all crazy doing all crazy stuff, then just be like, okay, well, that's on you, and I'm sorry that you're struggling, but like know in your heart that like you and this person are going to be able to move forward. But if you do something to like broadcast it or put it out there, to like try and make the other person look bad or to expose them in some way, then it's just going to end up coming back on you, or like making you look bad, or like bringing more negative attention onto yourself. Like it might expose the other person a little bit, but then it's also giving them exactly what they want. So don't fall into their trap. Like take the high road, rise above it. Don't even try to be like, oh, I want to document this, or like don't even really tell a lot of people, because this other person is like they're like doing overdrive of, they're doing your job for them of exposing themselves. Like if you just take the high road, rise above this, and don't even let this affect you, then like this is all going to come back on this person or make this person look like so bad. Or it's like, again, they're going to do enough damage in themselves in their own life, and they're doing this because they're coming from this really insecure place of just like, oh, if I can't get this person to choose me or make this person choose me, then no one will, or no one will love me. Or like they have a lot of their own personal issues that are coming up, and they're just projecting all of this onto you. So if you and your person can just not take this personally, not let this affect you, not like broadcast this in order to do more damage to this person, because they're obviously struggling enough already, then that's going to make you guys look really good in the situation, and they're like bringing about their own destruction and their own downfall. They're pushing themselves to the point where they're going to need to get help for themselves, and that's going to become more and more obvious the more that you just let them, like I said, like they're doing overdrive to like get all this out. So you don't need to go and like broadcast this or document this or like tell your side of the story, because they're making themselves like look so bad that if you do anything like that again, it's like you're just kind of bringing it on yourself, like getting on their level. Like then you're kind of like bringing some of that negative attention onto you. Like people are going to be kind of looking at you like, okay, well then why would you like, okay, why attack someone that's like openly struggling? Or like why obviously this other person has like some serious mental health issues, or is like doing this because they're coming from this like really wounded, insecure, reactive place. And so like let that be their issue, like why would you kind of like broadcast or like get other like other people to be like talking negatively about someone who's obviously already struggling enough as it is? Because then one, that just creates more drama, but then two, that makes you look like kind of mean, because then it's like this other person is in a place where they're like really struggling mentally, and I think that's going to be like really apparent or come across really clearly in their actions. And so it's like you don't even need to go and try and justify yourself or defend yourself. Like this will just speak for itself. Like anytime someone like speaks on your name and they're like speaking falsely, just knowing that like they're wrong, and like knowing that spirit knows your heart, knows your intention, knows the truth is enough. Like that's all. You don't have to like react to that or give any attention to like drama or like BS or anything like that, because then again, it just it makes you look bad. It makes you look like you're lying. It makes you look like you're hiding something. It makes you look like you're like on this other person's level. So spirit is just wanting to give that like warning, or just kind of put that out there. So that current outcome of the situation, we have the 10 of Roses, shoulder to cry on. So what I'm getting from this is like, if you can take spirit's advice and just kind of take the high road, or like not broadcast this or not put this out there, the other person, like the new person that you've connected with romantically, is going to see you as a safe space or a safe person to be able to come to and open up and vent and like decompress emotionally about like I said, this person has went through like a lot of just like really weird energy with this person, and so they need someone who's safe, who they can open up to and share like all of the things they've went through, and know that it's not going to go anywhere else. Like, you're not going to broadcast it. You're not going to go tell other people. You're not going to be like, you know, using what they say against them, or just like, you know, showing other people, or doing something like for clout, or is like they want someone that or they need someone that they can, like I said, just like decompress emotionally and start to heal from some of this stuff. So you know, feeding into the drama, or like showing signs of like this, doing the same things as this other person, it's just going to be like a red flag to your new person that you've connected with. They're going to be like, okay, well, you're just kind of like getting on their level or playing their game, or yeah, you clapped back, but you're acting just like them now. So then it's going to like make you, it's going to be like a red flag, or make you look like a threat, or kind of make you look like, okay, well, I don't want to be in this situation again in the future. So um yeah, like they're going to want to like turn to you, open up to you, like this person could, like, once they're in a more healthy relationship and all of the dust kind of settles, it's like more and more they realize like how much this other person they were dealing with was actually like putting them through so much and playing so many weird games with them, how possessive this other person was. It was actually like really hurtful and damaging to them. Like, at one time they could have felt like that was because this other person really cared, or they associated this with like feeling really secure in like love or something, and now they realize like how hurtful, or it's like the more the better they're treated moving forward, the more it triggers them to realize like how terrible they've been treated, or like how crazy this whole situation was for them or something. So they need, again, just like a safe space to be able to like process that, open up about all of that. It's like over time they're going to be realizing more and more like how much they actually went through, the depths of like the manipulation, and just the types of games and just weird things that they didn't even realize, or like different like dramas that started happening in their lives, or different things that went on, like friendships that ended around them, different stuff. It's like they're starting to realize like, okay, this person I was dealing with was literally isolating me away from everyone else, and so then I would just like choose them even though that's not really what I wanted. And that's a whole mind f, you know. And so it's going to take them time to like process through that and like trust people again. And so you have to show them that you're like different, or that you're not like gonna be in that same energy or hurt them in the same way. So you're gonna have to like walk away, like take the high road and walk away from like the pettiness of engaging with that individual that they've had to walk away from. It's like, in order to get what you want out of the situation with this new person that you've met. It's like your reaction to like the drama that they start will kind of show your new person your character, and give them an um, idea of like how safe you are emotionally for them. Because yeah, they are really captivated by you, and they do want to like choose you and give you a chance. But it's like the more they move forward in this, like I said, then it's like the more they're gonna have to like decompress and process. And then yeah, it's like over time they'll start to be more selective and realize like, okay, I have to, you know, make healthier choices, or I have to be able to recognize these certain behaviors in people sooner. So it's going to be really important moving forward for you not to like get on that old person's level and like show the same energy, or display the same types of behavioral patterns, if that makes sense. So we have Cave of Comfort, Retreat. A time is needed for self-care and solitude. This is a time to redirect your life that centers within your heart. The healing starts when you align your mind, body, and soul. So yeah, this could be a message for both of you. Just like really find comfort in each other. Fences and flowers, boundaries. Create a protective environment that serves as a respectful space filled with positive energy, choosing only those that honor your clear boundaries to share your space physically and mentally is needed. Okay, I'll make it one oracle card. So we have the Ghost Dance. On the bottom, and your card is the Witness. So I'm going to read both of those for you to close out the reading. The ghost dance of the American Plains Indians united the spirits of the living with those of the ancestors to bring peace to the world. When the ancestors are honored, they bring harmony to us. When we hold them responsible for all the wrong with us today, they haunt us. Honor the spirits of the ancestors and receive their lessons and gifts. This includes honoring your own past lives. The ancestors have a message of healing and powerful medicine to offer you. Create a sacred moment at your altar, light a candle to them, and let their wisdom infuse you. At this stage in your life, you are done repeating their tragic stories. Step into the abundance that is offered to you, receive the gifts of those that have come before you, and write a new story for your life. If you are trapped in a vicious cycle of nostalgia, mourning a lost youth of opportunities missed, or it's time to make an altar for your ancestors, collect a few photos, light some incense, offer sage, and open a window of your house to release them to their destiny and to the wind. Be wary of a snared in a relationship with someone from a past lifetime, as the people we loved or hurt have a way of repeating in our lives. There is no learning for you anymore. So I feel like this is speaking to the advice that Spirit gave you. This could have been like so you're kind of like being a little bit petty and clapping back. That could be, just something that you're kind of used to, right? And so this is a part of your soul's like um journey of learning how to heal certain things and just like learning when um the right time to be in that energy is, and then the right time to um kind of switch up and do things a little bit differently, right? Because sometimes the way that we react to things, it's like we see like our family members, our caretakers, our parents. With girls, like if we have an attitude, sometimes we watch our mom, right? um, so sometimes these certain things that we pick up, or like this need to be a little bit petty and clap back or whatever it is, it's like you may have kind of watched this or learned this unconsciously from like someone around you, and Spirit is like allowing this to come back up for you in this way to give you a chance to kind of heal this and move forward and see like what can happen or like come on the other side of, the healing that's on the other side of choosing to show someone compassion in a moment where they're making our lives really, really, really uncomfortable and putting us through things that we would really rather not go through. Choosing to like have compassion on them and recognize them as like the broken, individual that they are, and realize that they're also a child of God or Spirit or universe, and that they're just healing and trying to figure things out. And they're just not having the best approach right now. It's like you can't control what other people are doing, but you can control the way that you react or respond. And so you can have a better approach and try and, showing someone else compassion can help to heal, what something within them. Like your response to the way that this individual chooses to treat you and your new partner that you've recently met, it's like can, trigger something in them or teach them something, heal something in them, without you even realizing it. Like you just kind of choosing to have compassion on them and just let their issues be them. Um, that could speak more to them or kind of teach them more, show them more than anything you could possibly say to like clap back or put it in their face, like how ridiculous they're being. Like in time, when they heal and grow, they'll look back on this and be like so embarrassed that they acted this way, that like showing them grace and compassion in this moment can really benefit, um, them and also yourself, right, in the future. It's a really specific message there, but okay. Your card is the witness. The witness observes without engaging in any action. By cultivating inner stillness, we are able to assess any situation from a higher perspective and make better decisions. When we can be present for someone else's difficulties with stillness, then we're able to truly hear them and give better advice. Sometimes, when we can be so still that we are a mirror for the other. Then, through our presence, they receive their own answers. So, yeah, like the way that you respond to this person, you're going to mirror something back to them. So, if you respond with compassion and grace, that's what you're mirroring back to them. And that could be really shocking to them. But over time, that's going to like help make a change in them more than like clapping back, in like a more petty way, if that makes sense. So you get to choose, like what you're mirroring back to others. And you could be like the force that kind of awakens change and growth and healing in this, very toxic individual who's caused a lot of pain to this person that you love and now you. So there's a lot of growth and choosing to respond in a higher way sometimes. The witness that has been by your side all along is now ready to become your ally. You thought you were the doer, but today discover that things happen when you get out of the way. Witness creation unfolding before you. Change reality by finding stillness and letting your true intent reveal itself. Acknowledge your perceptions, ideas, and feelings about the situation you are in, but resist the urge to change any of it. Do not fall back into your controlling patterns. Instead, take a few breaths and connect with the joy of not having to perform. Hold space for the world to keep spinning on its own. So I'm also hearing like trust in the people around you, like trust in like your close friends and family. Like don't be worried about like rumors flying around. Trust in spirit too, that like if someone's trying to start some rumors about like the person that you really care about or your relationship now that you're just getting it going, like you're going to have to just have the self-confidence to not give a F what anyone else thinks and just trust that spirit is going to, so you see this little eye right here? You have to trust that spirit is going to wake people up or show people the truth. Like you don't have to be the one to defend yourself. Spirit is going to fight this battle for you, and the way that you handle yourself or react is going to like reflect on yourself or kind of speak for yourself. So spirit is doing all of the action and your non-action is doing all of the talking or the speaking. So that might be kind of confusing, but yeah, have a lot of faith and a lot of trust that like your character and your intentions are going to shine and people will have the awareness, the intuition to, discern with the information that they're being given, especially like the people that actually know you like that. Trust that like they're not going to be swayed by what someone else is saying. It's like if you really care about someone, then they're going to take your word for it and get to know that person for themselves, and any sort of outside drama isn't really going to hold that much weight or have that much power anyways. So again, like your response or the way you handle it is going to speak volumes. It's going to speak a lot more than what this person's actually saying, because people, the people who again, the people who really know you like that are going to have the discernment or the awareness to see right through it and not even believe all that. And so then your reaction um, is going to be like the main thing that sets the tone. Like then if you go react and clap back, then everyone's going to be like, oh my gosh, I didn't even believe that anyways. You didn't need to like make that person look even, it's just going to make you look bad. Or it's like then you trying to make this other person look bad like brings it back on yourself, even though they're the ones like in the wrong, because everyone's already going to be able to tell that they're in the wrong. Like everyone's already going to be able to see through it. Spirit's already working in their hearts and in their minds to be able to see the truth, to hear the truth. So you don't need to do anything about this. Like it's fine. This is a personal issue that this other person is working through, and like I said, this is coming from a deeply rooted, insecure place of just feeling like, yeah, this is triggering their like abandonment wounds, feeling like they are not going to be chosen, feeling like no one loves them, like no one's going to love them. They're always going to feel alone. Some really, really dark, specific, deep, negative energies here. So if I were you, I would just recommend saying a prayer for this person and just hoping that they can heal, because they're obviously very like tortured or tormented. So you wouldn't want to like bring any sort of like negative energy back on them. Some people, when they're struggling with like really genuine mental health issues, or they're a little bit more mentally disturbed, to us it might be just like tea, or we might just be like clapping back, like it's just a small thing, but it could actually like affect other people or like stick in their mind or just like mess with their mental health issues or like trigger them in ways that like someone that's a little bit more healthy and well-rounded and grounded wouldn't even be able to understand or to know, to see coming. Like you would never want to be like the reason that another person like totally snaps or like goes off or whatever. Because you never know like what other people are dealing with, what other people are fighting, what other people are healing from. So yeah, the message here is just show a lot of compassion, a lot of grace, and don't do anything. Trust spirit to take care of the situation. And in time, whenever your person is more free from the situation, or they have they're just more emotionally available, like I said, then you're going to get like the commitment, the promise, the offer, whatever you've been like waiting for here. So yeah, thank you so much. If you watched this far into the reading, I really appreciate it. If you'd like something more personal, you can click the link in my description. And I hope you have a really great day. Thank you.